Hello everyone, it's Bibi Cameron here. Welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be sharing projects using the Tonic Craft Kit number 17. But first let me show you the contents of the kit. So in this kit you will receive two mini containers with Nuvo mousses in two different colors. You will also get Nuvo drops, blending tools and ink pads, a Nuvo Aqua Flow pen, paper in different colors and textures. You can see here the paper really quick. You will also get a folder to store the next kits in the collection. And of course you will get a stamp set with 6 individual stamps, is this one here, and an 11 pieces die set. So you will get a large floral frame, sentiments, and this dies here that coordinates also with the stamp set. So I'm going to focus on the frame dies and the sentiment dies. So there are 3 large dies in this die set. This one here measures 5 inches by 5 inches. And with this die, you will be able to die cut a floral frame like this one here with a lot of detail. It's very intricate. With these other 2 dies here, you will be able to cut a kind of background for that floral frame. You can also use these other 2 dies to die cut windows on your card bases. And with this one here, you could also create a shaped card base as I did for this card in this picture. I'm going to show you that later on. So here I have the die cut words and I think they are really beautiful. Tonic also include a script sentiment and you can mix and match them to add interest to the cards. So here I have some samples. I die cut a bunch of paper in different colors. I wanted to overlap various die cuts to give dimension and try different things. At the end, I make a bunch of cards and I'm going to show you really quick how I put those cards together. And the first idea I got was die cutting the card base using this frame die here. And I will get a window on the card base and I'm also going to get that intricate die cut. So I'm going to run this through the die cutting machine, and once I have this done, this is going to look like this. Releasing the paper from the die is really simple. I just do this. I just check the die against the glass mat and I get almost all the little pieces of paper out of the die in one go. I know it's a mess, but it's very easy to clean it and you will be almost ready to go. Then you can use any other tool to get rid of the paper still in the die cut, and this is not going to take a lot of time. So here I wanted to adhere this intricate die cut in that negative space, but that was kind of ambitious just because even if this cardstock is 300 grams and is very thick, that die cut is flimsy and I cannot stick it on the front of the card. It's not going to be sturdy. So okay, I say I have to use something behind that die cut to keep it in place. So I even thought in using this plastic from the die set packaging, but I changed my mind and I decided to use vellum. And I thought, I love this. I really like this idea. It's simple, elegant, but then when I just start putting things together, sometimes it's very easy to feel that you need to add more and more elements to the cards. Then you try everything. I try everything. So I try to overlap different cardstock colors. I try to use die cuts in different colors. And if it doesn't work for me visually, I try to add ink to the die cuts like I'm doing here. And I try to keep the cards always very simple and clean. But to achieve that, I have to do a lot of experiments. So you see here part of the process, and maybe some of these things I'm doing here might be useful for you. So that's what I'm sharing all this. When I put all the elements together here, you might see that they don't look that bad together, but when I was crafting, I didn't like them. So I keep doing another things and other things. And at the end, I say, okay, I'm not going to use any of this for this card. And I'm going to come back to my initial idea to make a very super simple card, perhaps all white and very minimalistic. So I used this mirror cardstock by Tony as well, and I overlapped the white die cuts on top of that gold cardstock, and that was looking a little bit better. Then I thought doing the same with this floral frame, but I thought it was just a bit too much, so I just didn't use that idea, but I'm showing you there how this look. Then I thought I'm going to use a technique that I have been sharing in different videos, and it's to use a piece of fabric. I spray this fabric with a temporary repositionable adhesive. I stick the back of the paper against the fabric, and I place the die on top, and then I run this through the die cutting machine, and the fabric will hold all the die cuts together in one place. So if I want to do some paper piecing, this is going to make the process really easy. So I decided to add these gold accents, or this gold mirror cardstock accents, in the center of the flowers. But I was still thinking that this card needed something else. And then I grabbed a piece of cardstock and I just glue that cardstock behind that panel there. I did the Nuvo drop test, which is applying a Nuvo drop on a piece of plastic and check how that looks here and there. And I say, okay, I'm going to do this. I'm not going to think too much. And I finished my card. Another thing I did, it was grabbing the die cuts that was on the fabric trim, and I add them to an envelope. That's an extra idea. And here are some pictures so you can see the real colors of the cardstock. Then after finishing this card, I have the idea to make very similar cards also to show you different die cut sentiments and how you can also use the papers in the kit. So what I did was using the three large dies, and I used this floral frame die here to help me to put the frame dies in place, like I'm doing there, and then I run this through the die cutting machine. So I get a perfect aligned frame, and when I put the intricate die cut on top, this will line up perfectly. Then I use this die cut as a template to die cut a bunch of other frames. And I thought about making monochromatic cards. So I'm going to play some music while you see how I put this together. This is the kind of cards anyone can make using the kit, and you will have a variety of sentiments that will be perfect for cards for different occasions. I made another card here. I did exactly the same, so you will see that you can create these cards in any color, and you can add some embellishments like these rhinestones here, and you will be done. Okay, so you can make a small variation of that design. This card here measures 5 inches by 5 inches, so it's a little bit smaller than the previous card. And what I did here was die cutting with this die 2 pieces of cardstock for the card base. So I just have here my frame ready to go. I'm going to glue that frame in one of these pieces here, and also the sentiments. And once I have that done, I'm going to grab the scoring board and I'm going to score this piece here at 1 inch, and to put that card base together, I'm going to glue this piece to the front panel like so. So this is another option for you and another idea. And from there you can embellish this in different ways. I'm also going to use here the Nuvo drops included in the kit, but the sky is the limit, you know. Okay, so these are my cards, and next I have to do something with this die cut here. And then I made this shaker card. I'm going to play some music and I'm going to show you how super duper easy I put this shaker card together. So there you go, a super simple shaker card. Another thing you can do is to apply ink on this die cut here. You can use the blending tool in the kit, or you can also apply the ink directly from the impact to the cardstock. And then you can create like that a fun background for this intricate floral frame. And to embellish, I apply the Nuvo drops included in the kit in the center of the flowers. And I also have the idea to sprinkle some sequins on the center of this panel, but I changed my mind and I decided to leave this card just like that. Okay, so I have another idea, and it was using the floral frame die cut as a stencil, just to add a little bit of ink behind the flowers and step this design a little bit more. I previously die cut this piece of paper here using the large floral intricate die or the frame, and I'm going to glue this piece just on the card base like so. I die cut out of mirror cardstock this piece here, and I'm going to place it just there to use it as a stencil. I'm going to start adding colors, also using the Nuvo Aqua Flow pen included in the kit. I'm also using here a shimmer pen to spread that ink inside the negative space of the die cut, just like that. So I'm going to show you here how this is looking. You're not going to get a super perfect stencil image, but you are going to get that color behind the die cuts. And then as you know where the petals are here, you can also add more color as I'm doing here. I'm not using watercolor paper, but I still can blend that color. If I don't like some patches of color here and there, I can just use the Nuvo shimmer pen or a water brush to do this. And from here I can add other colors. I can use other coloring tools I have, like this Nuvo glitter pen. And because Tonic glitter pens are water-based, I can also blend that color and soften that color also with a water brush or a shimmer pen. I can also do some sponging on top of this, just like that. And you can also remove this stencil or this mask and do some sponging like so. If you want more contrast, you can also use the little brush included in the kit together with the Aqua Flow pen ink, or you can also use the Nuvo mousses, and you can do this. It's very simple, and I'm also using here mirror cardstock to create that stencil. So this is how this piece is going to look if you go a little bit more intense with the color application. I also splatter on that panel the ink of a Nuvo black Aqua Flow pen, so you see those splatters there. And I thought I could use a white die cut on top of this if I want to. But I like more this piece, which is the piece I created just before. So I'm going to finish the card using that piece, and I'm going to play some music, and you can see how I do it. You have another card design. It's very similar to the others, but in many ways is different. So to make something completely different to this, I just grabbed these two sheets of red cardstock and I transformed them into this box and this tag, also to show you very briefly an idea to apply a partial die cutting technique with this intricate floral die to create something else. And in the next minute, I'm going to show you how I made the box. So I just grabbed an 8x8 piece of cardstock and I score around all the edges at 1.5 inches. Then I use this die here as a guide to place the other die I need to die cut a window in this panel. The larger die need to be within the scoring lines in the center so that I will get that window right where I need it. Once I have this in place, I run this through the die cutting machine and I get my window. And the die cut is going to fit perfectly within the scoring lines in the center of this piece. And then I'm going to put the box together. This is a very basic box. All you have to do is to fold the scoring lines and glue the corners together. For the other part of the box, you need a piece of cardstock very similar but slightly shorter, and you have to do exactly the same thing, so that when you put these together, you will get a perfect fit. Then I decided to add acetate behind this window. I would recommend to do this before putting the box together. For the embellishment, I use this big die by Tonic Studios. I really love it. It's just beautiful. And I just added to the box using dimensional foam pads. So that's the box. It was really easy to make. It will fit for a small cupcakes, a small cake, or any other thing, really. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this video. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel or visit my blog for more ideas and inspiration. There is a blog post over there with pictures and details about these projects. And the good news is the craft kit number 17 is still available for pre-order, and the links are also in the video description. Thank you very much for watching and happy crafting. Bye!